the same corner you saw before, and now we have taken out all the onions. The lettuce has already been harvested. Both sides of the lettuce have been harvested, and now the beans are coming up in the same space, right? And that squash plant, poor little guy, has been suffering mightily, but I think he's still gonna throw a few squash. But so here's the project. Again, project irrigation management here. I get these tall plants from blocking the irrigation shadows over here, so the stuff doesn't dry out in the middle. So I'm just tying this around the fence.
Why are you tying these plants back rather than chopping them down?
Because I don't want to lose them.
Right.
But yeah, I don't want them getting in the way of my irrigation either.
Is there a point where you'll untie them?
Where what?
Will you untie them in the fall?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll untie them once they're not in the way of irrigation. Hi again. Kind of been a bit of a slacker. Didn't do anything the end of July, but I'm back. It's August 2nd now, and I've done a lot. We've started here. You see, we've got the Oric coming on large here, looking pretty big, starting to throw some seeds, and the beans that you see right there and here are coming on real strong right now. The poppies are pretty much done flowering. They were sure a hotbed of activity when the bees were here, when they were flowering. It was crazy. Japanese coltfoot continues to do well. As long as it stays in the shade, it can't get too much sun. You'll see even in the later afternoon, that part there where they're getting the direct sun, those leaves will have dropped down to the ground and faded. They'll have to wait till tomorrow to come back. I'm layering one of my forsythia here. You can see it likes to do this. You just stick that into a pot full of dirt or something and they'll form roots. Alrighty then, welcome to the garden. This is coming back from Colorado and 20th of August about. Things have grown up quite a bit. You can see the Oric is still quite present. Tomatoes are coming on. There's cherries, a lot of cherry tomatoes. Glad to see that I've got lots of big green tomatoes there, you can see. Couple of red ones hiding in there. Brussels sprouts coming into their own, look at that. Hey. Cabbages. Beans are coming into their own. The red cabbages don't seem to be heading up. What's up with that? I think I might have to do some picking up of apples. Looks like cider time. Yeah. And mushroom beds are looking nice and quiet. The maintenance string for the Jerusalem artichoke seems to be working pretty well. Okay, we'll take a quick look at the drying rack today. See what's going on. I got these drying racks installed in a very utilitarian fashion. You see, I just got the slats nailed in the wall, and then I hang down a string from the point in the ceiling, so I can hang up to 4, 5 here pretty easily. Here we have, first off, we got some marasmius. Finishing drying the fairy rings. They're almost all finished drying. They go in a box soon. Over here we have the evening primrose, which makes a nice nice tea. And the flowers are just magical when they open up in the evening. They just pop one after the other like fireworks going off.
Now we're not really proud of these apples. These are just pretty much what pick up off the ground. I throw a couple of them out, but most of them I keep. And then they get a little rinse off here, and they go in the bucket. And once they go in the bucket, and they'll make sure there's no leftover water there. Don't need to drink that. Okay, so then I'm gonna put them here. This is where the grinder is. Already cleaned it up. Goes in the hopper here, and this is the tricky part.
Grind them up. Take a look at that. That's what's happening. Does not look good for the apples. Yeah, down there. A little bit of mint in this batch. You see, just throw it in the hopper there. And when I grind up the apples, the mint goes right in with them. There it goes. All right, welcome. It's August 25th, and we're looking at the down the garden path here. You see the where the peas used to be is now we've got now a row of the row of the radishes coming in here, and you can see some of the later radish peas and the other peas, regular peas that are coming back in around here underneath the oric, which is still there. Sunflowers are getting a lot of attention from the birds these days, but they're not paying any attention to oric seeds, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, tomatoes are finally starting to come in. And they've got and I got some remnant bok choy that's hanging in there. And the squash are squashing away. This guy, this is interesting because this one is the one that we did in the wall of water, right? It got an early start. And you know, this darn thing has not produced a single squash yet. So I'm wondering if there's something messed with the photo period. I'm finally getting some flowers off of it, but all the other squash have been producing, even the little puny guys have been producing squash here, you know. But that one that was in the wall of water never produced a single squash yet. So it's August 28th, and we're taking a quick update on the garden here. The sunflowers are really popular right now. The birds are all over them. And you can see they've only got a few scattered around the garden, but boy, their time has come in. I could increase the number of sunflowers pretty easily, but I don't. I think they're plenty abundant enough. I don't reseed them. They do it by themselves. Tomatoes are coming on, looking good. And I'm replanting everything with that radish peas right now. The carrots are coming up pretty much. I've been digging a bunch of carrots, eating carrots here. I'm not very happy with the way the purple cabbage, or the red cabbage, is performing. None of them seem to have headed up at all. We'll give them some more time, I guess. Beans are filling in nicely. I'm starting to see a few beans hanging out on the stalks. I get to pick a few. Pulling some peppers off. Squash are raging. Squash are really churning on right now. Squash and peppers, this is their time. I just took up all the onions. All the onions have been dug now. I'm replanting that with radish peas, like I said. Got some shaggy parasol coming up right here. Yep. Yum yum. All right. September 4th now, on our Labor Day weekend, and we may be getting some cold weather here, so I figured we better take one more quick look. Finally, the giant squash from the extra wall of water time has finally started to produce some squash. We got a couple there going there, yeah. And the kale and broccoli coming into their own. They'll be fine. They don't mind a little cold weather. I'm going to be harvesting the beans. They jumped up pretty nicely onto this, onto the old yard signs here. And we're getting beans. I'll come down, pick a bunch of beans here. I have already gotten a bunch, but there's a bunch more. So, beans are good. Well, it's in the evening, September 7th here. And we got a frost last night. We're getting another one tonight. Last night, it was enough. Even though I put water on them, you can see it kind of burned the leaves of the zooks. Yeah, we're hoping to get a little better luck tonight. After this, we've got like 2 weeks of warm weather, like weather in the 80s and stuff. But right now, all that tripod and stuff came in handy. The whole garden looks like one big cover zone. September 12th. Some of the different varieties of tomatoes I'm growing here. Got some, you know, they pretty much all close to the end of the season now. But we got some of them turning ripe. Got some yellow, red, different heirloom stuff. Carrots are coming on. Squash. Plenty more beans. Yeah, here we are, a garden in winter right now. This is January 21st, right after Inauguration Day. And it's good to see what still works in the garden here. It's been warm enough I was able to dig up these carrots pretty easily. So you can still see they're still just fine. They're still growing. And there might be part of them frozen, but I'm gonna make soup. That'll be fine. And then here's the other thing here. Still got a couple of these guys left. These are our noble Brussels sprouts, and they're doing fine here, mid-January. They're ready for spring, indeed. And so I trim them down a little bit like this, and yeah, take them inside. They'll make good soup too. So there you have it. There's still plenty of stuff growing out here. The kale's still going over there, and you know, got the red cabbage. So boy, we're looking forward to some mighty fine winter soup.